The shaman, the translator of dimensions. Okay? So, a shaman is a word that a shaman doesn't use.
That's around here.
Well, then are they? Well, listen to what I said. Right? Then are they a shaman, or are they just a self-proclaimed, person, right? Sort of thing. So you know a good shaman because they never use the word shaman. They'll never talk about themselves in that sense because they don't need to, because they live in a world where their transmission just pervades space, and they don't need to prove anything. And they're just basically creating opportunities for people to heal themselves just through their transmission, their energy, or their ability to host other people or use plant medicines, whatever. Now, the whole idea of the shaman is you don't teach someone to be a shaman. A shaman is a person from pastoral cultures. The original kind of shaman essentially is from Siberia. And this is where this whole kind of idea or terminology came from. But we can use it in any culture we like. But the whole concept here is this is someone who has gone and learnt about the universe through being alone, through communing with themselves and communing with plant spirits, communing with basically energy, and learning through, without books, not just learning from nature. There's no, you can have particular human guides who other people might help guide you through your learning, but essentially a lot of the learning comes through emptying yourself and connecting with the universe in this way, connecting with the spirit of animals, the spirit of lands, the spirit of plants, and realizing and understanding that lands, animals and plants all have consciousness, and our ability to learn from these things in nature is endless, is infinite. The capacity you have to learn from a plant like San Pedro or peyote or things like ayahuasca is there's no limit. However, you can learn the same amount by using none of those plants and just being out in space as well. So there's all these different avenues to learn. However, the concept of a shaman is basically someone who goes through all this process and then comes back into society to share this translation with other people, to be able to essentially act as a translator between dimensions, between worlds, to act as a person who can take people into other dimensions, to other times, into other spaces, and give them guidance through this and allow them to heal and learn. Essentially, all this sort of thing with shamanism is about healing and learning and growing and helping through our own transmission, helping other people and helping the planet, helping healing. An example of this is the way that, for example, ayahuasca seems to be very, very conscious and very aware of exactly what it's doing, and has suddenly chosen to spread around the planet. Suddenly chosen to come out of the Amazon and to basically has been talking to people like shamans and going, hey, take me to another country. Let's go. It'll be fun. Bring your friends. And this is what's happening. So this is where the earth, the sky consciousness is going, hey, there's some problems on the planet. People are getting disconnected from each other, disconnected from the earth, disconnected from the feminine, disconnected from our hearts. And here's a way that we can reconnect. And when you look at the big picture like this, the whole ecology of it is really, really mind-boggling and incredible. Not just ayahuasca, but a lot of different plants. So it's important to realise that consciousness is coming out and just teaching people all over the planet how to reconnect with each other. And it might just be, you might just have this experience once and be like, oh, cool, okay, cool. I'm not going to sell insurance anymore. I'm going to go work in a community garden and contribute to the planet. And you might just have this one experience. Often these plants and these processes and working with people like shamans or facilitators or porters of this medicine can create a awareness of how you can contribute. A lot of this can come through. It also can create an acceleration in your own healing. And again, this is like a vector, one way of doing these sorts of things, a way of accelerating. So the more you spend time on your own, and the more you create space, and the more you work on your own healing, and the more you work on your own clarity in your body through good practices with your diet and detox and all this sort of thing, the more you're going to become able to learn and train yourself how to help other people. Now, I could go into that for hours, but we're going to go right into the next thing.